How is everybody doing? Well, I hope. There's a few things happening, so I'm going to show them to you. This is an article. Astronomer Michael Drake, the lead scientist for NASA asteroid sampling mission, is dead. He was the director of the University of Arizona Lunar and Planetary Laboratory and head of the Department of Planetary Sciences, and he died on the 21st of September. At the University of Arizona Medical Center, University campus, he was 65. He joined the UA Planetary Sciences faculty in 1973 and headed LPL in the Planetary Sciences Department since '94. Was the principal investigator of the most ambitious UA project to date, OSIRIS-REx, an $800 million mission designed to retrieve a sample of an asteroid and return it to Earth. OSIRIS-REx is due to launch in 2016. It's the largest grant or contract the UA has ever received. So I'm not saying that foul play, but a big brain that did a lot of things, of asteroids, knew a lot about them. He's gone. Many scientists have died in the last few years of suspicious nature. Maybe this is not, but he's gone. So, let's quickly scan our earthquakes and see where we're at. It's been fairly calm, as I mentioned before. You do have a 4.4 in Nevada. And Nevada had a, well, yes they did. They had one prior to that. So they have had two in the last few days. You have a 4.5 on October the 3rd in Alaska. And a 4.7 on the 2nd in Russia. Japan a 5.1. That'd be on the 2nd. 5.3 on the 2nd. Coming down south here, we had a 5.6 off the west coast of South Island in New Zealand on the 1st. Up the line, 4.7 south of Kermadec Islands, October 2nd. You had a 5.3 on the 2nd in the Molucca Sea. 5 on the 2nd in the Philippines. We do not see very much activity going on anywhere else. It has calmed down somehow. I'm not saying that had anything to do with it, but as we approach the alignments in September, and we got nothing out of it, there's a 3.6 October 2nd Puerto Rican region. As we approach those dates, it got calmer and calmer and calmer, is what it appeared to me. So it appears everything is fairly calm on the earthquake scene right now. Now, this is a stereo site, and you guys can come here yourselves, and you can look at these pictures and images, and you can go backwards in the years, and you can compare this year's photos at this current time or month to the year before, and the year before, and the year before, and so on, back to a certain point. That way, you can see for yourself what is there at the same approximate time the year before now. So when someone says something is something, and you may be in doubt, and someone tries to correct that, you can be involved yourself, and you can come and look at this, and you can know. You know, it's got all kinds of them, different things that you can look at and do. But recently we had some discrepancy, and there is no one trying to discredit anyone. If something's, you know, that's not right, you need to bring it to light and try to help somebody out to know, because they can't get no better than what they are if they don't know what it is. So, let's see. Someone had some words for us at a news conference last week. So let's take a listen and see what they say.
Thank you. I realize you're focusing on near-Earth asteroids today, but there's been so much talk about the potential for finding a Planet X or some sort of large body through the WISE survey. Can you comment on any status on that sort of search, or maybe even reassure people that Planet X isn't coming to get them next year?
Yes, this is Amy Meinzer. I'm happy to answer this one. Planet X is not coming to get us. But we are looking to see if there are any other bodies in the outer part of the solar system with the WISE data. This is a very natural project for WISE. And so we're still working on it right now. We've obviously just returned a huge amount of data from the telescope that's going to take us a long time to sort through. But the initial results are very promising. You may have seen earlier results where we've discovered a new class of very cool type of stars with WISE. But the search is still on, and we don't think that there's anything that's hazardous in the outer solar system. We think that this is just a sort of if there is something out there, it would be a large body in a roughly circular orbit.
If there is something, a large body in a circular orbit. Well, that was descriptive. Now, I believe this man has something to say. Let's take a listen on him. He fields a question too.
Okay, go ahead. She's coming. Go ahead now.
New estimate of roughly 19,000 mid-sized near-Earth asteroids. The majority of those have not been discovered, and I'm wondering what missions or projects are underway to discover those. And I also wondered if you could characterize the damage to our planet that would occur if one of those mid-sized objects struck the Earth.
I guess I'll take that again. This is Lindley. Your first question is about the ongoing efforts. What are we continuing to do? We continue to run several ground-based teams that have been in operation for several years and have actually found the majority of the known objects. Those projects continue. We are looking at increased, more capabilities. The NEO-WISE mission kind of gave us a prototype of a space-based mission that we might look at for the future, but we have to examine the cost and benefit of doing it from space in the infrared versus ground-based observatory, larger ground-based observatories. So there's actually a whole spectrum of capabilities to be looked at. It's not one system to do it. It's a complement of both ground and space-based systems, which would probably be the best to recover the entire population of these objects. And I've forgotten your second question. Thanks, Amy. You wanted some idea of what the damage of, say, a 100-meter asteroid, if it were to impact the Earth. Because of the orbital dynamics, the relative speed at which these objects hit the Earth would be on the order of tens of miles per second. So that's a lot of energy to be dissipated in an instant. So it is quite a large area that would be damaged by the impact of a 100-meter object, something on the order of a metropolitan area. If, say, for instance, one were to hit in the middle of the D.C. area, it would pretty much devastate the entire area within the Beltway.
I think it would too. I think we have something else they want to tell us.
The NEOWISE data have returned two very important findings. First, we've been able to determine that we've found 93% of all the near-Earth asteroids that are out there that are larger than 1 kilometer, and thus we've satisfied the goals of the congressionally mandated SpaceGuard project. We've also been able to tell that there are somewhat fewer near-Earth asteroids that are larger than 100 meters than were previously thought. Before, surveys had indicated that there were about 36,000 near-Earth objects that were larger than about 100 meters. With the NEOWISE data, we've been able to determine that there are really only about 20,500 in the total population, so somewhat fewer. However, fewer does not mean none. That leaves about 15,000 asteroids larger than 100 meters that remain to be found. The NEOWISE survey that we've carried out could be viewed as a pilot project for a larger survey. When we look at asteroids from far away using a telescope, they just look like tiny dots. So something that is small but very reflective could look the same as something that's large but very dark. And to a visible telescope, they will look alike. But if you use an infrared telescope like WISE, we can tell the difference. We've shown with NEOWISE that infrared surveys are an efficient and effective way of learning something about the true numbers, sizes, and reflectivities of asteroids that are out there. This is pretty amazingly cool. I am so pleased to finally see this answer after working on this for years and years.
Well, what we know, as they said in the prior video, is that WISE is now retired. So it is done as she said, as she described. Its work, its mission has been fulfilled. So we are told it is turned off. Whether it is or not, they only know. All the data, she said, they would be poring over, and it could take quite some time to sift through it all. And he answered the question, what happens if it gets hit? It'll destroy a whole metropolitan city if something gets hit. And maybe that area would be a nuclear facility. And remember, this has been retired under the current administration. Now this, they have a little article about the ozone loss. Well, there's a lot of things that contribute to the ozone loss. We're told that we're to blame, but there's so many other factors. You've got nuclear radiation trapped in the atmosphere from bombs that have exploded. Part of it went up there and it's been sitting there and it's been melting things. You've got HAARP playing around with the upper atmosphere. You've got things going on out in space which are causing the sun to react. And you've got damage to the surrounding protection of the planet. And things are coming through and it's melting the ice. And it's making more water, and more water means more weight, more water equals more weight, and then the weight of the water puts a lot of pressure on the seafloor, and things happen, and that contributes to seismicity and flooding and all the things that we experience, along with solar CMEs and other objects creating disturbances. So what we need to understand is there's a whole, well, we already do, I'm pretty sure everybody knows there's a whole lot of things going on right now that play into the whole mix. Now, we came through these alignments real well so far. And from what I'm taking is Elenin was a comet that was powerless for whatever the reason, or artificial, which we won't know until we go to the other dates and see what we get out of it. But one thing we did know is that whatever intersected wasn't a dwarf. The dwarf would have to be farther back if that's what's causing the problem. And I still want to lean towards saying that it is, and it's coming, but I don't have any way to prove it. I don't have anything to show you to definitely confirm anything. So it's just no way to prove it right now. Not that I'm going to stop trying to, or that anyone else will. It's just extremely difficult to be able to put that out there and put your finger on it. But we've seen what it didn't do. And so common logic would be telling you when you come up to the next ones that probably nothing would happen. At least not that would be caused by it. That doesn't mean we can let up. It just means you stay aware just in case. You know, we don't need to keep harping on everything over and over and over, but you know what to look out for, and you know what to do, and you had a plan. You're already ready anyway, most everyone, because you were already ready the last time on the last dates. So I urge everyone to, you know, involve yourself, because the more you know, the better off everything is going to be, because you don't have to depend on someone else to show you everything. And if you are in doubt, then at least you can research it and verify or not verify what has been said and showed. I have another little something I'd like to say. There's some missing people out there. It's been several days. It's going on a week. You get bucked off a horse, you don't stay on the ground. You get up, you get back on, and you break it. You ride it. There's much left to do, much left to find out, many questions left to be answered to know what is going on and what is coming our way. So we truly all have to work together. There's too much of a mountain of things to have to look at that one guy or two guys or three guys or four can't do it all. So everybody that's kind of like absentee, AWOL, whatever, maybe you went on a vacation or something, come on back. We all need to work together. And I thank everybody for all your messages, your comments, the videos you send me, and the ideas that we exchange. I hope I help you. You help me. I pray for your safety. And I'm glad that the Lord has blessed every one of you and kept you safe. And He's going to continue to do it as long as you believe in Him and ask Him to. That's the key. Ask Him and He will. I've been watching the skies also. I haven't had a cloud in several days. It's just blank. There's nothing there. At night it becomes extremely dark. And then it kind of clears later into the AM, about 2 a.m. I haven't seen anything unusual. Like I said, it seems to be clear and calm for the moment, except for the typhoons and everything like that. So we'll see what's going to happen here in October. Based on what it is now, we're not seeing anything. But that doesn't mean anything. So I pray God keeps you all safe and blesses you. And you all are true friends. And I think of each and every one of you that way. I haven't heard from you out there in Oregon since you started moving, my friend. I'll send you mail. I was wondering about you. And down in Louisiana, I haven't forgotten about you. I think of you daily. Send me some new pictures if you have the time. I'll talk to everyone. Oh, one more thing. My friend Jay down in Australia. I just wanted to say I hope you had a good time playing football this season. I think of you too, my friend. So I'll let everyone go. And when I find something that needs to be said, you know that I'll bring it to you. Until then, I'm still watching.